Hello there, it's Kylie here, the Author Whisperer, and I am here to talk to you about the tips and tricks and ways, systems and strategies for getting a book that you have in your head and in your heart out into the world. That's what I love to do. I love to support people in this endeavor, and today I'm going to be talking about something really cool, and I guess it's cool because it's something that I have used to great effect, and I'm definitely going to encourage you to do the same. So give me a second. This is always the awkward bit when you don't have, people, you don't have a team working for you. You're going to do all this stuff on your own. So this is me just sharing this into our Facebook group, which is now called group name, Books That Make a Difference by Authors Who Give a Damn. Okay. And I can't spell. That's something I'm very aware of. Okay, we are sharing it. Okay, I'm back. I'm here. Okay, so this is something that this was an eye-opener to me, I have to say, when I guess first started my author journey a few years ago now. Boy, it's a solitary experience. Really, you are on your own, and there's often a million questions going on, and because there's all this internal dialogue and you're putting it onto the page, there can be a lot of mind fucking going on, and that's kind of like, is this good? Is this crap? Should I be wasting my time? All that kind of stuff is the kind of thing that will play on your mind. And then there's the more practical stuff. It's actually warmed up a bit. The more practical stuff, which is like, what should I be doing now? Should I be preparing something else at this point in my writing, etc., etc.? Is this long enough? Is this too long? Is this a good title? Like this, I guess there's a lot of questions, and you are completely on your own. You're doing it. You're sitting there scribbling away in your bed, or in your office, or in your car, or on the train, or wherever the many places that you might be doing your writing. In a cafe these days, it's very fashionable to lodge yourself in a cafe. I must say, I've never been able to do that for two reasons. Number one, I am so friggin' fussy when it comes. I don't even drink coffee, but I drink hot chocolate, and I'm so fussy. I feel like going around behind the counter and just like shoving them out of the way and saying, can I do this? Because by the time I've sort of explained, that's the sign of a control freak, right? But I mean, the amount of times I'll order a hot chocolate and then just leave it with one half of a sip taken out of it because it's just disgusting. And tea, I don't even bother with. I don't drink tea anymore, but when I used to, I would never drink it out because the chance that they could make a cup of tea as well as I could make it were zero. I mean, I would do the whole, warm the pot, loose leaf tea, steep it for the exact right, and then sort of shove a tea bag into don't even get me started. That was definitely a problem. So cafes really don't do it for me because, like, what am I going to sit there and drink, like, water? They're not going to be very impressed with a patron who is ordering glasses of water. Yeah. But the other reason that cafe writing for me, I like the idea of it, but I do tend to get a little bit distracted, and although the hubbub background noise, and let me tell you this is me distracting myself from distracting myself. There's a fantastic app called Coffitivity, however you pronounce it, Coffitivity, something like that. and it's an app when you also get on your computer, and it's just the sound of a background cafe sounds, like, you know, clinking and of the coffee machine, and just talk, indecipherable chatter. That I actually really like, and I often do write having that on in the background. I enjoy that. But in a real cafe, because it's more than just the chatter, there's actual people, you know, doing crap that people do, it can get a bit distracting. So that is my kind of reason why coffee shop writing, although I love the idea, what I really love is, you know, the idea of sitting in a Parisian cafe somewhere and, you know, writing in a very, that's just like this romantic notion. And I've got some other writerly romantic notions, which I'm going to be sharing with you as time goes on, because I'm going to turn them into realities. But, okay, so wherever you're writing a book, it's a solitary experience, can we say? Even if you're in a freaking cafe, it's a solitary experience. So, what I would say is that can be a bit of an eye-opener. That can be a bit of a shock, and it can be a little bit of a, it can be not that pleasant. You can sort of feel a little bit like you're going crazy or something, because you just, you know, so much internal dialogue happening and nowhere to let it out. And it's very hard to share this with, this person keeps sending me messages. Can't you see I'm live? I'm going live, come on. The problem is that you don't actually have anyone to share this with, because if you tell your friends or family that you're writing a book, that's usually as far as the conversation goes. They might say, oh, that's nice, or something. I mean, you know, maybe it goes a little bit further, but they don't really get it, right? How could they? How could they? So that was a shock to me, to find out the solitariness of it and how that's actually not much fun. Now, here's the trick. Here's the thing, that this is why writers groups are fantastic. So I'm going to really encourage you to do this within this group. Now, I know within this group, within the group, Books That Make a Difference by Writers Who Give a Damn, which is my Facebook group. Of course, not everyone there is in the same stages of writing, and not everyone there is even writing. Some people are there just, you know, they want to write, but they haven't taken the first step. So, what I'm going to really encourage is, if you want to do what I'm about to tell you, that you use that group as a kind of a sounding board. And I might even make a post about it. Yeah, that might make sense. But I'm going to tell you about it here. So what I did, and this made such a difference, I got an accountability partner. And to be honest, I don't know if that's even the best word for it, because it's really just a shared journey partner. It's a partner to go on the journey with you, who's also going on a similar journey. And of course, accountability comes into it, but I think that just the sharing is probably the most important aspect of having that person. Now, let me tell you how it looks, how it looked for me, and I think each person will devise what works for them. So first of all, I'm going to suggest that if you like the sound of this, you advertise, put yourself out there in the group and say something along the lines of, you know, I'm at X stage in my writing, I'm just beginning, or, you know, wherever you are, it doesn't actually really matter, but whatever stage you're at, I think it's good to have someone that you partner with who's at a similar stage, but it doesn't matter that much. So put yourself out there. Let people know that you are looking for a writing journey partner. And this is the way that I made it work, and it was fantastic. It really galvanized action and made such a difference. So I'm really going to encourage that you do this. So put yourself out there, find another soul who is on the journey of writing a book as well. Of course, if you're at the same stage, great, but the more I'm thinking about it, the less that really matters, because people progress at a different stage anyway. When you partner up with this person, and they don't have to be in the same world region these days, you know, you can always find some time that's going to suit both of you. But this is the trick. Meet up once a week and make that a really important part of your writing journey. A weekly check-in with this person, and Skype or Zoom. I don't know if you know either of those. Obviously, most people know Skype. Zoom is a very similar platform. It means that you get the video, so you actually it's a really good experience because you're actually getting to see them and talk to them. And I think that that's pretty important too for creating connection. So connect with this person, agree on a time, once a week, you're going to diarize it. That's it. You know, Fridays at 2 p.m., that's what I'm doing. Or, you know, obviously whatever time works for you both. Now, then you meet up at that time and you just, you know, spend half an hour, 40 minutes, whatever works, talking about where you're at. And it does... I've done the similar kind of thing in small groups of sort of 3+, 4, 5, 6, even up to 7, 8. I find that the one-on-one of just having 2 people means that you can really get to know this person and their journey, and they can really get to know you, and you can, when you do spend that time together on a weekly basis, you know exactly where they're up to because you've kind of connected with them so closely. So I do find that just having a single partner in this scenario is good rather than like a mini group, but it makes such a difference. You know, you will learn stuff from them, they will learn stuff from you. The fact that you're meeting up each week, and it makes it less of a solitary experience, which is, you know, how I began. If you haven't seen the beginning, when this finishes, go back and watch the beginning, how I was talking about what a solitary experience it is. It's no longer like that. You've got someone else who's going through very similar things, who at least can relate to what you're going through if they're not experiencing it themselves. And that immediately makes it so much better. So that's one thing. The other thing that is really great is the accountability factor. So certainly when I would meet up on a weekly basis with my partner, she was in Canada. And so I can't remember what time. I think it was kind of like the middle of the day for me, and it was early morning for her. I can't remember. Anyway, what I would do, and she would, but I was really keen to make this to kind of have forward projection. I would say, you know, this is what I'm going through. This is what I'm struggling with, or what do you think about this? Or, you know, bounce a few ideas, and you know, we'd get feedback from one another, and that was awesome. Then I would finish off by saying, okay, this is what I want to achieve in the next 7 days. And, you know, you'd lay out your plan for what you're going to do. It might just be, you know, doing my daily writing every single day so that I get through another 7 chapters or whatever. Or, of course, you know, it can be whatever. I always encourage people to perhaps stretch, but don't stretch too far when you set your goals. Just verbally sharing your goals is incredibly powerful. It's accountability to yourself more than anything else, but the verbal speaking of them has, you know, it creates a shift in your brain that makes it so much more real. That's number one. And number two, if you want to take it the next step, actually writing them, so you could even have a little back and forth messenger thing going where you then also list your goals in a messenger so that you've got written proof. It's amazing what little things like that, how much difference they make. Now, if you do this, what will happen is it'll come to, just say you're meeting every Friday, it'll come to Friday at, you know, 1:45, and you'll be like, whoo, actually no, to be honest, it'll be Thursday, and you'll be going, oh my God, I said I was going to do X, Y, Z, and I've only done X and Y. Guess what I'm going to spend the next 24 hours busting my ass doing? Z. and that's, you achieve so much more. Now, if you didn't have that weekly check-in, you'd go, you know, I'll do Z next week. You know, it's cool. I'll catch up to it some other time. So the point is that when you don't have a deadline and someone kind of, you know, kind of riding you like you do, say, at work, these things slip. They slip, and something that should take 3 months will take 6 months. That's it's called human nature. Having an accountability partner will probably halve the length of time it takes you to write your book. Now, that has to be worth its weight in gold. So, actions to do from this, from this little segment here is get in the group. If you're not already a member of the group, go join the group. It's called A Book That Matters. No, Books That Make a Difference by Authors Who Give a Damn. Go join the group. Post in the group introducing yourself. I mean, I think that's just a nice thing to do, so we kind of know a little bit about you. Maybe say what you're writing or what you want to be writing, or what you have already written, and whatever, what your authorly, writerly history is, what you're interested in, and then just put your hand up and say, I'm looking for a writing journey partner. And I'll actually make a separate post now that I'm talking about it. I'm seeing I might have to bring a bit more attention to this in the group and really encourage people to do it. And I know it takes guts to put yourself out there and kind of go, oh, hello. I know it does. So I want to create a space where it's totally okay to do that. And also it can feel a bit weird because, like, what if nobody answers? And well, look, I tell you what, if you don't ask, you can guarantee you're not going to get a partner. And sometimes you might have to ask a few times, or sort of, sometimes the initial person that you connect with, for whatever reason, it doesn't work out. They end up going on a different trajectory and it just doesn't happen. So don't think that, this is going to be some perfect, wrapped up in with a nice, neat bow event. But look, just give it a go. Put yourself out there. Put your hand up. Say that you're looking for a partner. And then connect. Take it the next step. And then share in the group how it's going after a few weeks, after a month or whatever. Just let us know. We've met up a few times and it's really helping, and I encourage other people to do it because, once other people see that it's helping you, it's going to encourage them to put their hands up as well. So that's what I'm going to be encouraging, highly encouraging. If you can find if you can find it within yourself to put yourself out there. It does take a little bit of putting out there. No matter what stage you're on in your writing, even if you are still in the dreaming about it, thinking about it stage, don't worry, because whoever you partner up with, they were at that stage too. And if you meet up with someone each week, and I guarantee you'll go a lot further than if you had never done that and you kept all of those dreams just in your head. Okay, so go do that. I really encourage you. Now, if you do want a little bit more than just a partner like a journeyman, I'm going to have to think of a good term for this, a writing journey partner. I'll think of a good term. But if you want a little bit more than that, then let me be that partner for you. And I guess this is taking it to the next level, which is where you actually get coached. So this is where it's all about you, not about me at all. But I'm bringing my experience to the table to help direct, encourage, inspire, motivate, push, whip your ass if needed. But at the very least, give you direction, tell you where you should be at what stage at different stages. All of that stuff is what is involved in a one-on-one coaching scenario. Now, I work with a number of people, and the difference it's made, I guess probably the biggest feedback that I get is that it really gets people clear about the things they weren't clear about. So there's some aspects of writing which you probably know, yep, this is where I'm going, that's the direction. And sometimes you need a little bit of motivation, inspiration, or sometimes it's a little bit cloudy, but there are other areas that are really dark and murky and a little bit scary and unknown. And that's where, I'm definitely putting my hand up to, okay, let's explore that. Let's have a look at that aspect and see what's holding you back there. Is it a mental block? Is it because you just don't have the knowledge? Is it because you don't have the skills or the resources? And whichever one of those it is, how do we overcome it? So I have a very systematic method of working with you at your pace, but definitely pushing you to always be moving forward, always moving forward, always moving forward. I know from personal experience and definitely from working with people that if you don't have that forward momentum, the tendency is to stagnate or go backwards. Neither of which feel very good, right, in our author's journey. So that's what having a coach will do for you. And I would love to be the person being your coach. At the moment, and this is just going to be happening for the next few weeks until I guess I fill up my available places, or I decide that that enough is enough. But at the moment, what I am doing is offering what I call a coaching package, which is a pack of 5 coaching sessions, and these will be, because you buy 5 at a time, they'll be at a greatly reduced price. The other offer I have is just for a single kind of tryout coaching package, which also is at a reduced price just for now. So especially with a 5-pack, what I find is that is a really good number of sessions, and we space them out over a number of weeks, or months even, depending on sort of where you are. But it's a really good number to get you through all of the obstacles to take you right from the potentially beginning stages to the launch and all the in-between things. So what I've done with some people is I work with them quite heavily in the beginning, then we kind of, we back off a little bit through the middle section, and then we really come in at the end where they need a little bit extra support. That's one way it's done. Other people like to have the regularity every week. They find that the motivation and momentum is what really helps them, and so that works for them. Other people use it as, ad hoc, as they need it. So, they might book in the 5 sessions, and then they'll actually schedule them as they need them. They don't always know, is it going to be in 2 weeks or 3 weeks? I'm not sure. So, obviously I need a couple of days notice, but usually there's a spot in my calendar where they can fit in sort of ad hoc. So very flexible with the way that it happens. The format that it takes, look, it kind of depends. Often it is over the phone or over Messenger is usually an easier way, and that way we get to connect in real time, obviously. Sometimes I even do little recordings. If there's stuff that we've spoken about that isn't clear, I might do a little recording and then post that as well. It kind of depends where you're at and what you're needing. But my goal is really to be that support person for you and help you with that forward momentum. It made such a difference to me. I know it's made such a difference to all of the people that I have worked with, and it's something, I get a lot of joy out of it, and the people I work with get a lot of joy out of it too. So I think this writing process should be a joy for one, and there's ways to make that happen. So I would love to connect with you in that way, and if you are interested, all you need to do is PM me. That means private message. I'm pretty sure it does. Anyway, just send me a message on Facebook. And I will, chat with you about the details and what package might be specifically good for you and the time frames, all that good stuff. All right, have an awesome day, and don't forget, the world needs your story, so write now. Bye.